It's finished 1-1 in the end. Unfortunately, not off to the best starts in terms of another decision that could have gone against you early doors.
Listen, I'm not sure if you're trying to get a bite out of me, Graham, but I'm not going to speak about the ref. All I will say is when a player kicks our player in the box and chucks himself on the floor, you just hope the referee sees what it is. And unfortunately, he didn't. And that's it.
But you've come back in the second half. You probably weren't too happy with your first half performance, were you?
No. Listen, don't get me wrong. However the goal came, Plymouth deserved to lead at half-time. There's no getting around that fact. Like I said, we can complain as much as we want. They deserve to be in front. However, the second half, it's 1-1. We've scored a good goal, and if there's one team that's going to win it, it would be us. We finished the game really strongly, and we had to give them some information at half time, which we hoped helped. I think it did. But listen, it's pointless giving the information if the players can't do it. So the credit goes to the players, as it always does. They responded well to what we asked of them, and there was far better in the second half, like you say.
A very difficult place to go to Home Park. They've got a terrific home record. What will that do for your players that they're coming back a long, long way from home, that once again they show character to get something out of a game?
Yeah, look, we've had 2 away games and we're unbeaten still. Is it 7 unbeaten? 7 unbeaten in League One. I don't know if anyone else is 7 unbeaten in League One. I've no idea. But for us, that's decent form. We've got the next step is turning draws into wins to make sure that we keep climbing the table. But like I said, there's not many teams that will come here and get something. Ryan sets them up well, but we've took 4 points off them now this season, and that's, if we take 4 points off every team, then we'll be all right.
You were keeping the discipline at a time when the referee couldn't be quick enough to get yellow cards out, and in the end they came down to 10 men. You could have done with a 5-minute extra or a bit longer to go, and you might have got it.
I spoke to the lads before the game because we had him at Forest Green 2 years ago, and he was like, honestly, he had more cards than Clinton then. So, and today was no different, and so we expected it. And I said to them, be careful, keep your discipline, don't give fouls away. Not because I thought that that was a tactic that Plymouth would exploit us under. I just didn't want to run the risk of the referee making headlines for the wrong reasons, if you like, or us giving the referee the chance to make a headline. So, I suppose that comes down to research on the referee, which we don't normally do, but we remembered who he was, and we had a look at what games he'd done when we were playing, and I think we're top of the fair play league, so we don't give away lots of fouls, we don't give away lots of bookings, but even still, this it always seems when we have that referee that, like I said, there's more cards than Clinton's. So yeah, I don't think their lad could complain about the 2 bookings either. He's rattled Ryan for the first, and he's got away from him for the second, and he's just booted him. So that's for Ryan and Plymouth to worry about, though.
He may be disappointed he didn't score in the first half because he picked up one of them positions, Ollie Finney, that he didn't score, but he picked up another position in the second half that he did score. A well-taken goal, 7 for the season, becoming an important player.
Oh yeah, we knew that. We knew that before the goals. He could become a really, 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 really important player if he takes all his chances, and that's part of his development. That's part of his progress. I don't think anyone 2 years ago would say he'd be even a first-team player. So he's worked really hard. We've worked hard with him, and he's reaping that reward. There's a long way to go with him, I have to say. But he's got 7 goals from a midfielder. Before the end of January, he's a good going. So again, I don't know if there's many midfielders with that return already in League One, but he's right up there, and he'll deserve all the plaudits he gets.
You're coming towards the halfway point of the season. You're right in the mix, aren't you? There's only just a couple of points between where you are on the table and probably 3rd or 4th from the top. A nice position to be in with what you would think there's more to come.
There's definitely more to come from us. What I would say is I think there's probably one of about 12 teams that can occupy the 4 playoff places. And I think there's probably one of about 8 teams that could get in the top 2. So it's all to play for. We've had a steady first half of the season. We've got to have a good second half to get where we want to get to.
Can you bring us right up to date with? We spoke to Kenny about the team news. He told us the reason why Perry wasn't involved today. It was on a decision from the club and the player himself. Can you bring us up to date with what you've got to tell us on Perry and G?
I think I know we're in sort of final discussions with the club. We're very close to agreeing what we need to agree. I spoke to Perry in the hotel last night and again this morning after he'd slept on what we had to say to him. And between us, there was no pressure from me or the football club for him to play. And likewise, there was no pressure from him saying he wanted to play or definitely didn't want to play. It was fairly amicable and sensible all round. And we'll see what happens over the weekend and the start of the early part of next week.